Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video sure. Here's an exciting, creative start to your 5,000-word article. Say isn't so. General Hospital is rewriting history. Again, I'll begin with a solid introduction and build the narrative from there. You can let me know if you'd like to continue it, expand it further, or focus on specific aspects. Say it isn't so. General Hospital is rewriting history. Again, for fans who've been following General Hospital for decades, the show's latest developments might feel like déjà vu. History, it seems, is being rewritten once more in Port Charles, and this time, it's not just a plot twist. It's a full-scale revision of some of the show's most iconic moments. For longtime viewers, the news is enough to send shockwaves through the fandom, leading to heated debates, passionate outcries, and the inevitable feeling of betrayal. General Hospital, it seems, has decided to give its own past a facelift, and the result is nothing short of controversial. But before you start drafting your angry letters to ABC, let's take a deep dive into what's going on. How did we get here? Why is GH rewriting history? And what does it mean for the future of this beloved soap opera? In this article, we'll explore the recent shifts, the narrative choices that have left fans scratching their heads, and whether these changes are truly for the better, or if General Hospital has gone too far. The legacy of General Hospital, a show built on history, for a soap opera that's been on the air since 1963. General Hospital has a deeply ingrained relationship with its own history. Unlike many shows, GH doesn't just exist in the present moment. It thrives on its rich past, weaving long-forgotten storylines into current plots. This can be a double-edged sword. For every moment that echoes the golden years of the show, whether it's revisiting the infamous Luke and Laura storyline or resurrecting beloved characters like Anna Devane, there's the risk of unsettling longtime viewers when these threads don't quite line up. At its heart, GA is a show about continuity. It's a universe where past actions shape present consequences. Every character's history matters, from Sonny Corinto's troubled upbringing to the Corintos family's rise in the criminal underworld, or even the quarter-century-long saga of the Spencer family. The long-running threads of GH have allowed the show to build its trademark emotional resonance and connection to its audience. Fans aren't just watching characters grow, they're watching their characters grow. So when the show starts to rewrite that history, it isn't just a matter of changing a plot point here or there. It's shaking the very foundation on which the show is built. And that's precisely what's been happening lately. Several recent changes in General Hospital have left fans questioning whether the writers have a deep respect for the show's history or if they're simply looking to freshen up the narrative to bring in new viewers. These alterations to iconic backstories, long-established character motivations, and even beloved story arcs are causing some serious whiplash. The history of rewrites, a bold and controversial move. While GH has always made its fair share of changes and updates over the years, whether it's new actors taking over old roles or characters' backstories evolving, the recent rewriting of certain pivotal events feels different. Instead of simply reinterpreting existing stories, GH is making fundamental changes that not only affect the present, but also reframe the entire past. One of the most notable examples of this was the dramatic rewriting of the infamous Ice Princess storyline. The Ice Princess, once an integral part of the show's criminal history in the 1980s, is now being reimagined with characters who weren't involved in the original plot, leading to accusations of tampering with a major piece of GH lore. Suddenly, new characters are claiming credit for key moments that fans have spent years believing belonged to others. Is it a natural evolution of the storyline, or is the show disrespecting its legacy for the sake of convenience? The introduction of a completely new backstory for Mayna Reeves, a character who was once solidly tied to the mysteries of Port Charles and her emotional connections to characters like Valentin Cassadine, is another example of this troubling trend. Nena, who has always been painted as someone who was wronged, is now being depicted in an entirely different light, one that seems to erase key parts of her history and motivations. Instead of focusing on her relationships with established characters, we are now witnessing an attempt to paint Nina's past with broader, almost revisionist brushstrokes. Fans, who were once deeply invested in her struggles and triumphs, are now left questioning, why this sudden shift? And it doesn't stop there. The much-discussed return of some fan-favorite characters, including the unexplained resurrection of certain characters, has sent GH viewers into a spiral. The return of beloved figures from the past, such as Heather Weber, raises questions about how much of the character's past is still canon, and which parts the writers have chosen to reframe to fit today's narrative. Rewriting history for the sake of modern storytelling. So, what exactly is driving these changes? Is it a creative decision designed to tell new and compelling stories? Is it an attempt to cater to newer audiences by bringing in fresh dynamics or revamping older, dated storylines? Or is it simply an unfortunate side effect of a soap that's been on the air for over 6 decades and is struggling to stay relevant in an increasingly competitive television landscape? While General Hospital has long prided itself on its ability to weave contemporary issues into the fabric of its soap opera world, it's clear that the most recent rewrites have more to do with updating the show's core mythology than tackling issues of the day. By revising foundational events and relationships, the writers are attempting to make the show feel new again. But at what cost? Many fans feel that this is a cynical move designed to attract younger viewers at the expense of loyal fans who have been with GH since the days of the Quartermaine family drama and the steamy Luke and Laura saga. In recent months, there has been a noticeable push toward making the show seem more hip or modern by focusing on fast-paced plots, convoluted family dynamics, and rewritten histories that make it easier to integrate the new characters into established storylines. But this push for modernity is a delicate balance. Soap operas have a unique relationship with their fans. They thrive on nostalgia, long-running arcs, and deeply rooted relationships that span decades. And so, when GH chooses to rewrite major elements of its past, it risks alienating those who followed the show for years. For some, it's like erasing memories of their favorite characters, their favorite love stories, and the emotional depth that made the show so special in the first place. Fan backlash and the future of General Hospital. The reaction from GH fans has been swift and vocal. For those who've invested their time in the show's sprawling legacy, these changes aren't just a disappointment. They feel like a betrayal. The internet has exploded with discussions about the rewrites, with many fans voicing their frustration on social media, online forums, and fan sites. While some argue that the show needs to evolve in order to stay relevant, the overwhelming consensus seems to be that GH has gone too far this time. But it's not all doom and gloom. Many fans have pointed out that soap operas are, by their very nature, fluid and open to change. New writers come in, new producers take over, and occasionally, major shifts are required to keep the storylines fresh and engaging. General Hospital has a history of reinvention, from the major shakeups in the 1990s to the more recent additions of characters like Ava Jerome and Nina Reeves. As with all things soap-related, these changes will likely be forgotten in the face of new drama, new faces, and new twists. Still, the question remains, is this rewriting of history a short-term fix to a long-term problem? Or has GH lost sight of the very thing that made it great in the first place? Will fans ever be able to forgive the changes that have reshaped their favorite characters and stories? The road ahead for General Hospital is uncertain, and only time will tell if these dramatic rewrites will pay off. One thing is for sure, though. GH fans will be watching and waiting for the next twist in the ongoing saga of rewriting history. Again, this is a start to the article, focusing on the drama surrounding the recent changes in General Hospital's storytelling, the fan reactions, and the consequences of rewriting history. The full 5,000-word version would go deeper into specific rewrites, character arcs, and perhaps include more perspectives from fan communities and industry insights. Let me know if you'd like me to expand further or adjust any details.